The only way we truly end our fear of something is when we go out and confront it. Now, why is this the case? Well, once we haven't got the right information regarding anxiety disorder and how to move out of it, we try and cope. We try and resist. We try and make ourselves feel better in the moment. And ultimately, this leads to short-term comfort and long-term pain and misery, and really extends your prison sentence in anxiety. And how we break free from the prison, the jail cell of anxiety, is truly to confront, as Dr. Claire Weeks talks about it, well, I think the quote goes, your recovery lies in the symptoms you fear the most. So, how do we practically go out and actually expel these fears and these anxieties? Well, we need to learn to practically confront them. Now, I'll talk again, obviously according to my own life. So, um, let's think about something. So, once I obviously found the right information regarding anxiety, I started going out doing a trade job. I was with a plumbing friend and all that stuff. And of course, it was obviously at that time I obviously gathered the right information. I was listening to Claire Weeks, Barry McDonough, Dr. Harry Barry, and they were obviously talking about, well, how we actually help these people with anxiety is to help, of course, expel this fear of anxiety itself and to demystify it. And because when anxiety is mystified, it can also almost look as if something that it really isn't. It can portray itself as this beast that is coming after you. But once you truly realize that this is simply an overstimulated nervous system that is internally generated from exaggerated responses from yourself, ultimately this is how ultimately this is how we move out of anxiety disorder, is when we learn to respond to it with acceptance, when we learn to move with it, get excited by it, then we move out of it. And so it's very I'm trying to stay on the topic here, of course. So the topic was about how do we practically move out of this. So you want to actually expose yourself to your fears, and there isn't any shortcut to this. This is very well sort of documented in my mind, because I remember the moments just um, going into different scenarios and situations where I felt incredibly anxious and I stayed there. What they tell you is to, once you are in an environment where you feel anxious, where you feel the anxiety, the very familiar sense of dread, and almost a feeling of impending doom, you stay in that fear. You stay there. You don't move. Obviously you can move. You could do whatever you want, of course, but stay with that fear. And also, a massive part of what recovery is, again, I will say it once again, it is demystifying it. Once you have the right information in the back of your mind that, oh, this is just my nervous system kicking off for whatever reason. If, my overstimulated nervous system is betraying, well, it is firing off misguided attempts at protecting me. And obviously, when we see individuals who are fearing this, which is actually quite reasonable, because when we, um, well, it is awful. It is a very unsettling experience, anxiety. I mean that's we don't even need to go into that, because I mean that is our human nature. We want to have comfort. We want to get back into a state of calm and peace and serenity and regeneration, where our body can just go into rest and digest. And so when I think I went into a cafe after, or like in between work, and I felt this overwhelming feeling of impending doom come over me. I allowed it to be there. I allowed it. I allowed every single sensation, and it sucked. It was horrible. It wasn't nice, but I embraced it. And actually, the quickest way to expel a fear is to demand more of it. Barry McDonough, in his Day Anxiety book, talks about this. He talks about demanding more of the fear. And one of his chapters in his book is "Give Up Fearing Fear," and I believe so, and one of them. And he talks about, it's either in the book or in videos that I've watched, of course. He talks about once we demand more of the fear, because actually demand more of it, it expels it crushes the illusion that the fear holds of you. Once we actually start, actually going out and saying, look, I want more of this sensation, I want more anxiety, I want more stress to be released into my body, it actually expels it and can flush your body and your mind from all this excess cortisol. And so remember that, guys, when you're going through this journey and everything else. So, guys, I hope this was sufficient. I went to this video. I came from it with a lot of different angles, but I hope you could obviously make sense of it. What do we do when we find ourselves in that moment? When we are stressing out, we pause any action. There's obviously this good saying that we don't deny our emotions, but we delay them. We know that even just because we feel a certain way doesn't mean it's true. Just because our body is telling us something that we know is from a logical perspective is like, okay, this is ridiculous. Exactly. We respond with acceptance, but not only that, we just focus on not resisting it. Resistance leads to an increase of fear and anxiety. It pours gasoline onto the hot fire of fear. You have to stop resisting your anxiety if you want to go out of it. It's an incredible thing that once we learn to become comfortable in our anxious discomfort, we can learn to move out of it. Move out, just like transform this anxiety. And I will obviously say, like with Dr. Harry Barry, when he talks about anxiety is one of the most common mental health issues, and yet it is probably one of the most or the most debilitating. Of course, if we're talking about mental health issues, there's many debilitating ones, but an anxiety, a panic attack is debilitating. It takes away your ability to think, to reason. Sometimes you feel like a monster is attacking you, but once you realize that it is all caused by a fear of fear, and you're not ready to become comfortable in your anxious discomfort, that is truly what is fueled by it. So, guys, I hope this made sense. I came across a lot of different ways. So, yeah, that's about it. So, guys, hope you all are enjoying my videos lately. Thank you all for the support. It's been great. We've definitely progressed in this channel. I'm still in Scotland for the next couple of days, so you'll probably be seeing some more videos from here. But yeah, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.